before I forget as well. Too many damn steps to this thing. Hello. How's it going? It's a Monday, April 6th. April 6th, baby. Would you like to check out my game on Steam? Sure, let's let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see it. Guys, this is the list. This is the list. Biggest thing right now, enemies. Just getting some new enemies in. And that's about it. Yeah. Yeah. Let me check this out. Cool. Let's check this baby out. Let's see what you got. Wait, are you Earth? Oh, defend Earth. It's like, I am Earth. Cool. Sick. I like it. This UI does look a little bit overwhelming, though. I think it might be the rounded... Maybe it's the rounded borders. Cool. I like that. Cool, so it's like an auto... It's an auto shooter. Does that mean like you aim things, or is it just like more... You let things happen kind of deal? There's a trailer. Let me check it out. You're a freak. You have to make a video on the results of the release? Most likely at some point I probably will. Oh, shit. Oh, so you use the other planets. Hold on. I guess it doesn't make sense because that shrapnel could be above or below. I was thinking it'd be cool if these little tiny pieces could also break. I wonder if that's if that could happen. Not like blocking the projectile, but just like seeing it break into pieces. Could be really satisfying. Is this the in the corner here? Is this the amount of like rotations the Earth has made? Or what's years survived? Okay. Okay. Excuse me. Is there an icon for year? Like a year? I wonder if that icon could be placed here, but I don't know if there is an icon for a year. I guess a Y. Cool, man. Sick. I like it. Hmm. Is there anything that deals like critical hits? Oh yeah, there's some exclamation marks there. There's a lot of numbers. Like it's there's a lot of numbers going on. You can turn them off. No, I think damage numbers are good. Because you could see them as a you could use them very well as a tool to make combat even more satisfactory. Like, I wonder if the damage numbers even necessarily needs the damage icon next to it. Because the other things have a different color and it already has an icon next to it. I wonder if the damage values even need the... I feel like this would be a good icon to show when you... I imagine there's crits, because I did see some exclamation marks, but they weren't like very big numbers, like 28 for example here, even though this is 138. You would assume this would have a bigger thing. Whereas I think... I wonder if it could just be the number. And what I'm curious, Moon, have you tried doing a little bit of tilting, a little bit of rotation as well? I know everything is level, right? I wonder if, like, when something... Yeah, I wonder if you could make it so... This is my own personal random opinion, right? And do as you please with it, right? So everything is launching up and then moving down. It's all doing the same animation. I wonder if it could be beneficial that you add a little bit of random X offset. And it like randomizes on each damage. So they can either go from like a specific amount of X location, going this way or this way. And then if they go in a specific direction, maybe they have a little bit angle to them. That also could potentially break up the damage numbers so the player actually sees how much damage they're dealing. Because I noticed one thing is they get cluttered a lot. So like here, for example, they kind of stack. They stack a lot. I wonder if having a little bit of offsets could also help and also make it a little bit of more satisfying. And then you can make it so like really big damage numbers, maybe they fly out differently. Let's see here, hold on. Oh, I see. You do have a little bit of a different animation there for the crit. Okay. Yeah. Cool, man. I see a lot of promise in this. Crimson has some good ideas. I wonder if he's ever published a game. I don't know if I'd say I have good ideas. They're just ideas. See, like right here, it stacks a lot. It gets very, it gets pretty messy. Right here. So I wonder if having them be more spaced out, I wonder if that would do anything. I love this though, dude. Great stuff on that though. Like the little clicking kind of thing. Oh yeah. I love that. I love that. clutter is sometimes good in these kind of games. I think within reason, right? Within reason, for sure. Because it gets to a point where, you know, within reason, for sure. I agree. Like, it does look cool when you see a lot of them. But when they're stacked on top of each other, it's like a big blob. It becomes a big blob. Very cool. Let's see. Yeah. I don't really know if I have any feedback. Like, I think UI design wise, it would just come down to like personal subjective opinion, but I think it's good. I think maybe it could be interesting. Maybe one piece of feedback I would give is some of these icons look very, very close to where the text is. Having a bit of padding could be pretty good. Having some more padding. I also notice it here. Maybe having a little bit more padding, make it a little bit more spaced out. But obviously, can't really do that sometimes because there's certain icons and whatnot. I like how the hover causes this to get larger. That's good. I would maybe like to see when something is an epic or rarity, maybe the card changes a little bit more. Maybe there's like some cooler things to it. Make it pop out a bit more. That's pretty good. Oh, the icon scale and hover as well. Okay. I got some nitpicky shit, but it's really nitpicky. Like, mostly just some of the triangle count and I don't know what platforms you have aimed for this. Some of the silhouettes are like really like chunky, which I guess could be stylistic choice, but it looks like kind of low poly in some of the edges. And I think one of the this kind of, I guess maybe that could be a stylistic choice. But everything has this almost kind of smooth look to it. And then these kind of look out of place. A little bit. I wonder if it's the normals. Yeah, honestly, I think it's got a lot of promise, man. It's got a lot of promise. Hey, good shit. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. Have I missed any messages? Probably. Imagine being on Earth, just chilling and see people constantly fight in space and shoot lasers for 150 years. Listen, if nothing happens on Earth, at that point it just becomes just another regular day. Golden. It's just another day. Just another space invasion. All right. Here's the list. I did a lot of work on the customization yesterday. I set up all the unlocks that I hope work. I don't know. You can see now beating all the challenges unlock, green trench coat, blah, blah, blah. All this amazing text that I'm going to have to localize, and I'm going to hate everything. I would have done an icon, so it shows like an icon. But I was too lazy to set up the rich text for that, so we're just sticking with this. Although icons would have been nice because less localization, but whatever. So yeah, I spread them out. There's a couple of them that get unlocked by getting Steam achievements. Where is it? Oh, well, this one is, I guess, using the Steam achievements, but it's like complete all the challenges in the game to get the gold. Yeah, you can see it associates with which level it is. Now, we do have a problem here where these tooltips do not show up on gamepad. Which is extremely annoying and problematic. Thanks, Epic. So someone on gamepad will not know how to unlock any of this stuff. Common UI? I don't think UE4 has common UI. I don't? That's the joke? What the hell? But yeah, all this stuff is in here. I'm kind of surprised some of these are already unlocked. Like, I'm pretty sure I didn't finish that many challenges in the game. Shirt with holster. Okay, so I have that locked. Shirt with holster. Do I have it actually locked? Yes. There's another one that requires you to finish all of these. Let's see if that one's there. Where is that one? Maybe I already unlocked it by accident and I have to wipe my save file. Because here we have this, challenges for Alpha, Beta, and Charlie to unlock this thing. Let me double check here. What's the song? Silent Scream by Volcarex. So this is the upper Punisher. It requires all of these challenges to be completed. Maybe it's only checking one of them? Let me do something. Pretty sure I have a way of wiping it all. Somewhere. Yes, there we go. That way we can be for certain that this is working properly. Okay, it would appear entire Roma series. I'm pretty sure. You know, I thought I got this to work. Maybe I didn't. Complete Roma. Oh, some of these are not going to work because they require the Steam achievement stuff, and I need to test that in a package build, or I might actually be able to test it in standalone. Let me check standalone. I think I can test it in We're in widescreen. This is extremely wide. I think I was testing widescreen stuff. I should be able to now see actual Steam achievement stuff. Balls. Okay, I'll have to package this game, or package it, and see how much of this is actually working. How did you unlock, how do we unlock that one again? I'm pretty sure that's like in the first couple levels. Oh, completing the mission will unlock gray pants. Beating all challenges will unlock casual suit. There we go. Okay, so some of them are working. They are working. It's just I haven't completed all of these challenges. All right. Well, we'll see if it works or not. I don't know. Okay, how do I get the tooltip to work though on controller? The only way I could think of it getting it to work is if I make my own custom tooltip. That's the only way I can picture this working, is if I just make my own custom tooltip. Which is ridiculous that I have to do that, honestly. Really ridiculous. Is there anything I can do with the tooltip? Set tooltip text. Tooltip widget to show and the user hovers over the widget with the mouse. Can I not make it something a little bit more? Can I not make it so I can hover over it with a hover? Perhaps? Should I add exploding barrels in my game? Nice. That's obligatory. You need to add exploding barrels in your game. It's a requirement. Well, accessible widgets? Override accessible defaults. I don't know what this is. Accessibility. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Does anybody know? Anybody? Man, I'm still pissed off that this tooltip text isn't showing. I think we're just gonna have to make a custom solution. Ah, that's really fucking infuriating. Mm-hmm. Like, can I, like, force a tooltip to show? UV4 force tooltip to appear. Tooltip on controller. UMG tooltip without the mouse event. Let's see. Nobody has posted anything. Man, how is it that tooltip does not appear on controller? And how is this not talked about? What is this? Input tooltip rendering. I don't know what that means. Wow, that was incredible. I might, maybe I can go in the C++ and maybe I can force the tooltip to show on hover. What's my estimate time left for Superhire? If we can get this shit done, this will be the last week of development. And then I'll probably be off stream working on the trailers and bug fixing and all this other shit. Did I hear C++? Open this up. Let me, hold on. Make sure I don't leak anything by accident. Okay, we're good. To do, virtual bool on visualize tooltip. To do, on cursor query. A lot of to-dos in here. A lot of to-dos in here. It's a lot of to-dos. How much time left then? I don't know, just count up the numbers. I don't know. 5 streams, how many streams is that? How many hours could that be? Great, the only references I get of tooltips What comes after Suit for Hire? Suit 5 Hire? I don't know. I'm not sure. There are many different ideas that I have. I'm not sure which one I'm going to go with. Yeah, we quit game dev after this game. I'm going into game streaming, becoming full-time game streamer. What am I trying to do? Sovereign, I think you might be able to help me with this. So I have a problem. Tooltip appears just fine on mouse and keyboard, right? Built-in Unreal tooltip. Right? This cool little thing shows you text, blah, blah, blah. On controller, you can see that I'm hovering over things, but it does not show the tooltip. Even though behind the scenes, whenever I hover over a button, I actually set the mouse position to that spot anyways, behind the scenes. But it is not showing the tooltip. Which means on gamepad, currently, the player has no idea how to unlock these things unless they just play through the fucking game. So, a multiplayer MMORPG, right? Totally. Yeah, that'll be the next thing that I do. Good luck, motherfucker. Come on, man, help me out here. Why is this not a thing, man? Dude, someone explain to me, all right? Tim Sweeney, you're thinking about UE6 already. What you should be thinking about is fixing the widget tooltip. That should be what you're thinking about, all right? Why is it we're not thinking about it? There's a lot of things we gotta fucking think about. We're not thinking about it. I'm using the integrated one. I am using the integrated one because it's just easy and it's just simple, stupid, easy, but I think balls. I think we're just gonna have to do a custom tooltip, I think. Does it work if you show the mouse? I don't know. We could try. Let me see if I can change that easily. Oh. I actually don't know. Yeah, we might just have to make our own. Great. Fantastic. This could have been so much easier. Because I didn't, you know, I'm being lazy. I don't want to make a custom widget. Although I know it would look nicer. Custom tooltip is going to send us back 3 weeks. No, it should be, not that hard. It shouldn't be that hard. I'm just annoyed that this isn't like a built-in thing. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of annoyed that it's not built in. Does it spawn the tooltip when needed, or does it just hide it? Access none, trying to read property. Ballsack. Trying to read property, ballsack. Could you move the hidden mouse to the widget you're hovering? That is what I'm doing behind the scenes, Moon. That's how I'm using the built-in widget hover system for the buttons. Whenever we hover over the button, I set the mouse location to the widget. So that's my way of being able to still utilize the button hover effects and all this stuff that you otherwise would not be able to use. How are you doing, Rahul? How's it going? But that apparently is not enough to make the tooltip appear. So let me try something. Fuck me. I'm gonna try something random. Let me just hold on. I love using get player controller, but for the future games, we're not going to be able to use this because I'm going to be working on multiplayer, and I'm gonna have to rewire my brain to not use this like 99% of the time. Let me try this. Oh wow! Let me. I'm just going to do this as a test. Okay, I'm going to do this as a test. It should show the weapon hover info UI. What if I do it with controller? Son of a bitch. Did I delete that part that forces it to be visible? Unreal moment? Actually, though, there was a bug. What the fuck was that? There's a bug in my room. Hold on. I have a little bug killing device. Plug it in. Come, bug. Come to the purple light. Or the blue light. I don't know what color that is. It's purple? Bluish purple. The set tooltip added to the viewport. It does not. It basically it sets the widget as the new tooltip widget to this. But it does not. I don't think it adds it to the viewport. So I might have to manually add it to the viewport. Let me check controller. Maybe it is on screen. It's just in a corner somewhere, you know? You know, maybe it's just in a corner somewhere. Oh, there it is. We apparently zoomed in on my guy's feet. So maybe I think we're gonna not use this piece of shit, and instead we are going to Custom create a widget on screen. Wahoo! Yeah, multiplayer is within our future. I don't know if it'll be the game after this one, because I do want to do C++ after this game, and I think doing it step by step might be a good idea. Trying to put more C++ into my next game, and then go into multiplayer for that one. You know what I mean? Anyways, let's just fucking put the damn fucking widget in, man. Stop talking, idiot. Doofus. Badabi. Graph. Variable. Tooltip text. Tip text. Text. Get a bear. I've been here for years. What's this game you're working on? It's Suit for Hire, top-down action shooter that we are almost done with. Yeah, the moment of truth. It's been 4 years. Don't ask me why it's taken this long. I feel like 4 years, you know, when you hear a game has been worked on for 4 years, you usually think like, oh, dude, it's like GTA 6. But instead of this dinky fucking indie game. That's funny. GTA 6 also got delayed. Not my game. My game releasing before GTA 6. That's crazy. That's crazy. Tomorrow's April 6th release day. You're damn right it is. Let's get a border. Let's put the border in. Canvas panel? No, border. Does this have a size to content button? GAT6. Grand auto theft. Hey, thank you, Zetladen. Thank you. Appreciate it. And Ben, yeah, I appreciate it. I don't know, I don't see it that way. I don't know why. I'm an asshole to myself. I can't. What the heck does Grand Theft Auto even mean? I'm pretty sure that's literally a crime. It's just a crime, isn't it? When you steal a car and then you like speed with it. Right? Is that what it was? Stealing a car? It's literally it's just a crime code. I don't think there's like... Button unhovered 2. Button unhovered 2. A box. A box. A box. Italic. Let's give this thing a padding. Text block. Hell yeah, text block. Most people just make a project, then a week later delete the project and go around in that cycle for years. I was doing that too, and I'm sure I'll probably end up doing that after this project too, I'm sure. Most likely we'll end up doing the The typical game dev cycle. I feel targeted by that statement. We all do it, okay? There's no such thing as targeting. We all do it. I think what it is multiplayer. I can't lie. My first few projects were multiplayer, and that was definitely that was a stopper in terms of it stunted my ability to grow, I think, as a developer, because I was trying to like figure it all out. So yeah, I don't do that. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to us. Don't be a liar. I actually recently had to fight the urge to do it again, reworked a project I was already working on. Okay, maybe I did it once. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I know you did it once. Text block. Text block. You think I'm going to change the name of this text block? Fuck no. I don't even care. I don't care enough to change the name of this text block. Okay, so we need to take the text block. We need to put the text block on the button. We need to only make one text block. We also need to set the location. I'm gonna restart my game like 4 times because it probably gets so bloated and unorganized. It is definitely, you know, it is definitely something that can occur. I think it honestly depends on what your expectation is of the project that you're working on. For me, I look at it as from a very, not business standpoint. Like I look at it from a very balanced standpoint, but I also do take into account the commerciality standpoint of it. And nowadays, I feel like that's kind of like something I do. So I try to think about those aspects. Albeit I've been working on this fucking dookie for like 4 years, but you know. I forgot how to add something to the viewport. Tooltip text. Tooltip text. Fuck. Where'd you go? Oh, my eye. He hid in some boxes. The fly. I'm constantly checking my coffee to make sure he's not flying into my coffee. Motherfucker, man. Hey, Mr. Tao, what are we working on today? We're finishing the game. Right now we're working on UI, unfortunately. Some tooltip stuff that won't work. Otherwise. Get mouse position on viewport. I got the best way of fixing a bug. I just delete the project. It's no longer a problem. Are you stressed out by your project? Well, here's a solution. Just delete the fucker. You don't ever have to worry about it ever again, because it's gone. You gotta be Uri. Haven't watched this channel in ages. Please bring back Ronan. Maybe. Maybe I will. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe. Maybe we'll. Maybe I will. I'll turn it into an extraction shooter. I did at one point. My brain was like, dude, let's turn Ronan into an extraction game. I did think about it at one point. I won't lie to you guys. All right, I won't lie to you. At some point, my brain leaned in that direction. I don't know what I would do with it now. I think I would probably just turn it into a traditional roguelite. Where it's like you go room to room, kind of Hades style almost. I think that was my latest idea of what I would do with it. But it would not be in like an open city. It wouldn't be in an open city. They'd be like Doom style arenas or something. I don't know. I don't know what I would... I literally don't know what I would do with Ronan. Even past me, when I was working a Ronan, didn't know what he was doing with Ronan. Past me was a doofus. He didn't know what he was doing. Alright, let's see if this fucker works. We'll have to unhover, delete it, but... I don't know if this is getting the right size. On unhovered, we're going to go ahead and remove from parent. And additionally, we're going to clear the widget. Sometimes the simplest solutions are the best ones. Definitely, in some scenarios for sure. Yeah, Crimson. Did you do all the animations for the game? Currently working through my own, finding it a bit tedious. I do some of the animations by hand. But a lot of the times they're marketplace assets. Or a mix. Editing some of it and then doing some of it by hand. I would not be able to animate everything myself. That's too much, man. I'm too much of an idiot to do that. Okay, so now we just need to check one thing. Are these scaling properly? They are. Their placement position's not where I would like it to be, though. I don't know why it's all the way up there. Maybe it's this remove DPI scale thing. Yes, however, I'm also noticing another thing. This tooltip has visibility turned on. Currently doing parkour animations for my Mirror's Edge clone. Won't abandon this one, I swear. Doing those are tough. There's some animations on the marketplace. For some parkour style stuff, but... Okay, it's too transparent. This border is too transparent. It's nice, but It's too transparent. And I can't change the alpha. Damn it! Fuck! What if we do this? Learn Cascadeur. Cascadeur has a bit of a weird workflow. No, I don't see it anymore. Dude, my glass... I need glasses. I need my glasses. There's a bug in my room. It's fucking flying around and shit. Man. I'm gonna find you. And I will kill you. Yeah. I kind of like that. It's just not... It's too transparent still. Fuck. What if... Drop shadow. On the text. Yeah, baby. I really want to try to animate an editor at some point with the new tools. I have not tried that yet. Like with control rig and whatnot. It'd be interesting, but knowing how fucking janky UE is, I'd honestly just prefer using something that's a bit more stable outside of the engine, to be completely honest. I think I would maybe use the in-engine stuff for like smaller animations. But... I kind of want to get the transform of the how do I get the location of this? How do I get the position? Guys, how do I get the position of the widget? I forget how to do that. There is a way of getting the position of the widget. Huh? Weapon equip. Here it is. Gamepad equip weapon. On hovered. Create hover. Get mouse position on the viewport. No. We get cache geometry local to viewport. We multiply by the viewport scale, and then we set the position. I guess that's what it's doing. So I was basically almost there. In fact, one could argue I was there. I was right there. You know, we could probably add a little bit to it. I don't think we want to remove the DPI scale. I think we need this. However, let's go ahead and do this. We're going to add... Let's try adding 60. Sequencers editing is nice for fixes, but I put when animated, it has lots of idiosyncrasies. I don't know what that word means. I don't know what that word means. That's a really fancy word though. Idiosyncrasies. Yeah. It's a cool word. Get a Bally. Okay, that looks good. What is the size of this button? 120 by 120 pixels. So we're gonna do 130. And then I'm gonna add plus negative 20. Let's try negative. I don't know if that'll be the right one. I like it. It's just the text, man. The background's just not enough. Wrap with background blur. Yes. I heckin' love background blur, even though it's kind of expensive. I wish it wasn't. But it is. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Now that's what I'm talking about. All right. Now, the one thing we need to check, which I think should still work, is controller. Yeah, baby. Oh, yes. Major success. Now fade it in. Hey, well, hold on. Hey, wait a second. If it's locked. I'm gonna check if it's locked. All right. I think by default it's like opening and it has the render opacity set to 1 and then it is setting it to 0. So I think I need to have it defaulted to 0 for this to work. There you go. I think that works better now. There is no fade out. We could add a fade out. Don't ask me to add a fade out, please. I guess I could add a fade out. Cool. I like it. I like it. All right. I hope it works. I hope it all works. Our last thing we need to do here is add one last eyebrow option, just because I really hate that one empty slot that's there. First fry an egg and then watch you, Dev. Hey, can you fry me an egg too? I'm really fucking hungry, man. I'm really hungry. There's just one little weird looking slot here that it just needs another eyebrow. We need one more eyebrow. I don't know how unique it'll be, but we need one more eyebrow. And then I guess by making one more eyebrow, I also in turn also make one more facial hair option. And then we're good. I'm done with this. Customization done. So that's it. Now we just have the enemies that I want to make. Yep. That's it. It's a bit of a weird feeling having these last final features in here. So we got sniper enemy in here. Let's make the sniper enemy. How do you feel now that GTA 6 isn't going to steal your thunder? There's some people online that presume that a AAA game that releases on the day of another game kills that game. I think it really depends. Like maybe GTA 6, because like there's certain games where I think that rule does apply, but I really don't like 100% agree with it when it comes to indie. Like I feel like AAA versus AAA, maybe. But when it comes to AAA versus indie, I feel like indie is just kind of its own little thing. In some scenarios, I don't know. I don't fully agree with the concept that a game steals another game's thunder. Like if a game steals a game's thunder, maybe you were never meant to have that thunder to begin with. I don't know. That's kind of how I think about it. Maybe you were never going to have that thunder to begin with. I don't know. I think it depends. I think it really depends. Suit for Hire is better than GTA 6? What are you guys talking about? Yeah, for one, Suit for Hire is purchasable, whereas GTA 6 is not. Some indie devs complain that Oblivion took their thunder. I think that's just a really weird take. Bro, Expedition 33 is a fucking turn-based game. It's already, by design, sort of niche in its own way. And even then, even with Oblivion's remaster release, Expedition 33 is still like fucking doing really, really well from a publicity standpoint and everything. It's just a different type of fucking game. I think it's people saying that Oblivion took their thunder. I think they need to get their fucking brain checked. To be honest, I think that is a horrible take, and it just goes to show that person's inability. I know 33 didn't complain. I know it's other devs. I think it just goes to show their inability to understand the market. In my opinion, that's how I feel about it. What's the name of the task management software? It's called Notion. Ducks? Notion. Notion. It would imply that they think they're competing with Oblivion. Right. And you could, in some scenarios, say that every game is competing with each other because blah, 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 blah. But in reality, I don't think that's entirely true. I think every market has a different people that purchase different style of games. I don't know. I think some really stupid takes out there. You know what I think? Here's my ultimate hot take. Free speech is a mistake. that's my take. You know, maybe we shouldn't be allowed to just say stupid shit publicly. You know what I mean? Like, someone take away these people's fucking opinions and ability to spread it. Did I ever look into USF, Unreal Shader files using HLS code? Really powerful stuff. I learned that Epic has not included a lot of the HLS code that Microsoft released. Seems like they didn't allow for high-end wave function math. Some of that could be like copyrighted potentially. I don't know if that's the case. Who knows? I'm not sure. That's the same take as Trump. I take it back. Never mind. I don't have that take anymore. Did he say that free speech is a mistake? I know he said something about arresting journalists that try to ask him a question. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. All right, I adjust my take. My take is now social media was a mistake. There you go. Social media was a mistake. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I don't know, I just don't like that take that like, oh, you know, if you release at the specific time of this other game, then your game is gonna, like, I'm gonna be honest. When you look at a lot of the games that a lot of these developers that complain about that, they use that within their case. A lot of times when you look at the game that they're complaining didn't sell as well because of insert other game sold at this time, I'm gonna be honest. I just don't think the game that they're trying to make a case for a lot of the times is actually like good. In this case, Expedition 33 versus Oblivion, I don't like Bethesda games, so you guys know how I think about that. But Expedition 33, based on what I saw, it looked very high quality. And it seemed like it still sold very well and had a pretty good fucking intake of people within that kind of genre and world are interested in it. I'm not interested in turn-based games at all, to be honest. I don't really care much for it. So only in rare scenarios with certain games where I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, I guess, could you say that like a card game like Slay the Spire is turn-based? It's kind of turn-based, right? Card games are inherently turn-based. Those are like the only games I think I'd probably get into when it comes to like turn-based. Yeah, it still looks really cool. I like the fact that they combine like parries and like actual QTEs with the turn-based element. I think that's cool. I think that's a cool thing. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Or maybe I have and I just forgot about it because I just don't really care for turn-based all that much. Okay, sniper enemy. Yeah, but also no, like literally they are turn-based, but not what people think when they hear turn-based. Right. I feel like when people think of turn-based, I feel like they lean more into like JRPG kind of realm. Kind of stuff. JRPG or something like that. Okay, let's see how I'm going to make this enemy, this sniper enemy. Do I have like a character model that I could potentially use for this guy? We could use this guy. This could be our sniper guy. I don't like the helmet though. This could be our sniper guy. This could be our sniper. Spec Ops 02. Yeah, let's do it. Spec Ops 02. Let's go enemies. Let's go elite character. Duplicate him. Cool. Should we maybe take off his goggles? Yeah, I feel like that gives him a unique kind of look. Let's change this to be like darkness. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. Yeah. Gives him a unique look. You don't know what's going on in there. Set custom parameter data float, set animation mode, use custom mode. Enemy activated, no skeleton update. Delete that. The helmet we don't need anymore because this guy doesn't have a helmet. Check for ricochet. We do not care about the ricochet because he does not have a helmet. Armor hit. I would say this guy does not have all that much armor. And in fact, we're going to lower his health. He has 12 health. We're going to say he has 6 health. And then the score text is not going to be elite kill. Oh, apparently that's a... Okay. Here's a hot take. GTA is more of a role-playing game than Diablo, and I can prove it. You guys want to hear my hot take? GTA is just a running game, but with cars, and all you do is just shoot things. Yep, I said it. Yeah. What else do you do? What else do you do in that game? Shoot things, blow shit up, hold button on something to interact with it. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Where the fuck am I? GTA is just a cheap clone of the latest Saints Row game. There is the strip club. The Gooners. Here they come, the Gooners. Hot take, GTA's mid. It's just big and expensive looking. I do like the physics stuff they do. I fucking hate the locomotion movement they do, though. You just run into walls and everything just because you have like almost no control over your character. It's like it's like the character himself is a vehicle. Like he's a, if for some reason, thinking of that reminded me of that Italian saying. What was it? What's the saying? If my grandmother could be anything, she'd be a wheelbarrow. So she'd be a bicycle. Oh god. It's like your character's on a bicycle. Tread carefully. I'm just saying, man. I think anybody would agree with me that the locomotion in GTA is just kind of weird. I think it's great and also like not good at the same time. Pinata multiplier? What the shit? So we want this to be the DMR. And then I think this weapon's going to be the DMR. Oh, I never textured this thing. Yeah, whatever, I guess. GTA fans will eat you alive. Who cares? They don't know who I am. Why is everything offset? That really pisses me off. Where am I? Get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. Sniper character. All right. So this guy's going to fire a shot. Animation blueprint AI elite. I guess we'll use the elite animation blueprint. We don't want armor. Hit sound. Let's get that out of here. Fixing typo. If my grandmother had wheels, she'd would have been a bike. Okay, that's what it was. If she had wheels, she'd be a bike. Oh man. All right. Let me lower the volume for you guys. I need to see what this is. I guess we'll just use this, which I'm pretty sure is what we use for the DMR anyways. It is not. Okay, I guess now we will use this with a modulator. And then this will be gun attenuation enemy. They fire the weapon. The weapon type is assault rifle, when in reality it should be DMR. I don't know if that's going to make a difference, but we'll find out. We'll also potentially increase the bullet speed of this, because I have some ideas of what I'm going to do there. Games need to go back to fun. Well, be the change you want to see. You know what I mean? Be the change you want to see. Be the change. I think games have always been in the direction of fun. I think it's just AAA companies have... I think AAA companies have just kind of taken over and make it feel like when it's just a lot of just business. But I think realistically... Oh, right. I'm going to have to change a bunch of shit with these lasers, actually. I think realistically, there's still a lot of games that are just very fun, I guess. Okay, so this is a start. Let's see. I don't know if he shoots 3 times, and I have no clue where that happens. It seems like something in this delay. How does he shoot 3 times? Right here. Blueprint spaghetti and meatballs. This isn't so bad. It's just here looks really bad because there's no real other way of doing this. Although I think I have a do once with a reset. That is essentially that. So I could probably just use my macro, but oh well. Make your own fun GTA? Yeah, there you go. Make your own GTA. Hell yeah. You could say the Schedule 1 dev made his own GTA. You could say that. It's got cars. It's got guns. It's got drugs. It's got gambling. It's basically GTA. There's cops. It's essentially GTA, if you think about it. I want to make my own Metal Gear? Oh, make your own Metal Gear, man. What the hell? What you waiting for? Okay, let's see if he fires. He's gone. Okay, of course he is. Okay, I don't think we want this guy to do any sort of suppressing fire. Yeah, I don't think we want him to do any suppressing fire. I don't think it makes sense. I guess maybe it does make sense. I guess we could still allow it. Just we need to change the, we do need to change the sound effect. Okay. So the idea is, we want him to fire his, when he's firing his sniper, I want him to, I want the laser to like increase in size. I also want to see if there's a way for me to change his random unit cone. So let's do 1 and then like 4. I want him to be very like accurate. He's a sniper after all, right? I feel like he has to be accurate. Otherwise, what's the point? Otherwise, what's the point? So something I do want is I want that big laser to like get smaller. So I'm going to feed the world scale into that top one. And that way I can scale it up and down. However, I do need to determine where the firing stuff happens. Do you feel like you're getting graduation goggles, but for super higher production? Graduation goggles? What does that mean? I've never heard that terminology before. Like you'll miss the development once it's done. Oh, is that like thing where someone's in school for so long and then they get out and they're like, it's difficult for them to transition outside of that? Is that what you mean? Am I going to miss the development once it's done? I think there'll be like maybe a 1 week to 2 week transition period of getting out of like this mode because I've been doing it for 4 years. But I think ultimately, you know, we've done it before. I worked on the zombie parody thing, and I was able to transition pretty well, I feel like, pretty quickly, going from one thing to another. So I think it shouldn't be that bad, honestly. I think it'll be just like a really nice breath of fresh air to finally like have a new code base, start learning new things again. Because I feel like I haven't been learning too many things with this project. Like I've learned things, learned level design and stuff like that. But at the same time, I also feel like I haven't been learning as much as I would have liked to. I feel like I kind of wasted the past maybe 3 years or so. Kind of fallen behind. I feel like thinking the fact that I've been doing 10 years of UE, I feel like I've gotten a lot better at programming. I think I have a lot of fundamentals there, but at the same time, I also feel like there's a lot still there to learn. So yeah, like compared to Sovereign, this motherfucker is, I think he's in chat, right? Smart motherfucker. I know he's probably like, what? Why is my name being called out? He's probably sipping his coffee, working on work. Spits out drink. I feel like I've fallen behind Sovereign and Prismatica because they've pushed their boundaries a lot more than I have. Comparison, The Thief of Joy? No, I think it's like I don't compare myself as much as other people do in like a negative way anymore, fortunately. Like, actually, I think I want to increase the delay of this. Do I even need a gate now that I think about it? Whatever. I used to compare myself in a negative way, like a toxic way. I now compare myself in kind of like a, I should be able to do more, right? And then I compare myself to myself, right? It's me looking at myself like from 4 years ago. It's like, damn, I think I could have probably learned more. However, if I learned more, I don't think I would have been able to work on this game and get it done in the time span that I got it done in. Now, I probably could have gotten this game done a lot sooner, but that's okay. That's fine. It is what it is. We move forward, learn from our mistakes, and hopefully the next game is even better. Hopefully. Whatever it might be. Whatever the next game might be. I would love to make it so he has a cocking sound. I think that would be kind of sick. Check for Ricochet. We do not need that in this actor. We do need to figure out how to scale up the gun. The thing is, I don't know if we send that information here. I think that is just in the behavior tree, which really fucking sucks. So in the elite, we add an attack indicator. Oh, wait, no. That's for a third person, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Here, we go to fire a weapon. Check can attack. So here's the thing. I actually want this enemy to shoot at us off screen. So I think I might make a duplicate of this. And I'm going to call it Sniper. I'm going to make a duplicate of this. Let's assign it real quick. Did I figure out the gamepad widget tooltip thing? Yeah, it's looking pretty good now. It's looking pretty good. I just ended up making my own custom solution. It just ended up using my own custom solution, which honestly wasn't too difficult. I'm just annoyed about the fact that the tooltips don't appear on. I think by default it's kind of ridiculous, but whatever. I guess Unreal doesn't really want you to use those tooltips often. Can I show it? Sure. Here, I'll show you guys what it looks like. And it works on controller now as well. So got a little fade in, fade out. Shows you what you need to complete to unlock it. Yeah. I literally just use on hover and on unhover, and that's it. And this works on gamepad as well. So yeah. Yeah, cool. Yep, got that going. Oh yeah, so let's do this. Sniper, enemy on screen. We don't want to check for that. And you have the customized items linked to challenges? Yeah, so I did all of that for like 2 hours, 3 hours yesterday. I shit you not. I was going through every single item and having to match up gameplay tags. And now this entire table, I had to do all of this. Some of them are attached to Steam achievements. So completing all of the challenges, blah, 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 blah. Complete everything, complete all the levels, arenas, blah, blah, blah. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing that. That was really fun. I loved that. Really loved doing that. Loved it. Had a jolly time. It didn't disappear when you left the menu? Wait, what do you mean? Now you got me fucking all... You got me all fucked up now. I don't know if widgets have a on destruct, but we're gonna see. We do. Yes! Alright. Back to what I was working on. Good call. Good call. Game dev is fun. Game dev is literally just a process of what happens if the player does this, and what happens if they do this, and what happens if they do this while they have a dude on their head, and what happens if you do this, and what happens if an explosion goes on, and that's literally most of game dev. I hate this job, and I love it. Anyways, back to what I was working on. All right, so the snipers should now hit us if we are off screen. So or should shoot at us if we're off screen. So let's test that. I want his vision range to be a lot larger. Okay, hold on, but what if I'm like really far away? That doesn't count. I swear I have a system that allows me to do that. Distance expire 1600. 2500. Aggro. Check can attack. Oh, it's not implemented. Rush. I believe it's implemented here. Check can attack. Not grappled, not died, not throw velocity. Okay, so that's basic shit. I think one of these, I think in the token manager, can receive token. Nothing in here. So funny enough, nothing in here is about distance. There's no calculation in here about distance, which is kind of interesting. A little bit not good. It's a little bit not good. Oh, there is a distance calculation. There is. Never mind. There is. We get it afterwards. We calculate the score afterwards. Never mind. Passed me. Good job. Good job, passed me. What do you think of the gameplay tag system? Do I enjoy that workflow? I don't use it to its fullest extent. I don't use it to its fullest extent. I just use it as like alternative booleans. But they're great. And I'm looking forward to hopefully using them more with like with all the stuff that you can do with them. I definitely don't use them to their fullest though. Hey, Nord, hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Doing all right. We're getting there. We're getting there. The list is enemies are the last thing I want to work on, just to add some more enemy variation. I do agree with that one review that we got. It's the same enemies constantly over and over and over again. So I think this is a worthwhile thing to add to the game. We'll go into some of the future levels, switch out some of the enemies with some of the more interesting ones that we're adding in here, and I don't know. I think it's a good time investment. We could definitely work on that this week. We could finish the game this week, I think. And just as long as we get like one enemy every day, I think we'll be fine. And then that way we can kind of work on other things. And then I got to contact the localization companies to get all this stuff done. Yeah. How are you handling enemy balance so that the player isn't overwhelmed if a large number of them are attacking? We have a token system. So this is the tokens. Enemies have to have a token to attack. And based on the difficulty that the player is in, the lowest difficulty, there's only one token available at all times. The highest difficulty, I think there's 3 tokens. So only 3 enemies can be attacking at once. And a lot of the time they end up kind of being somewhat balanced so it doesn't overwhelm the player. And we also try, now this doesn't work the best, but we try to scatter the enemies so they kind of group up in different like only I think 6 enemies can be nearby the player at once, stuff like that. Yeah, still learning all this stuff, but yeah, it somewhat does well, somewhat doesn't. I think there's definitely improvements I could make, but I'm over it. I'll just go next, push all these improvements and potential things that we could do towards the next game and learn about stuff in the next one. What localization companies do I recommend? So one of them I thought was really good, and I had a pretty good time with, and they did it pretty well. Or I felt like they did a pretty good job. Like I had no issues. Warlocks, but you know, if you're on a budget, which is why I'm kind of learning to I'm kind of trying to learn to have less text in my games, albeit I did add a shit ton by adding all this like customization stuff, which I'm not a huge fan of. This is endlessly scrolling, huh? It doesn't end. It just keeps going. It just keeps going. What was I going to say? It's 10 cents per word. If I remember correctly, I believe it's 10 cents per word. So, you know, take that into account. That's for all languages, I believe. Or at least that's how it was for me. I'm sure you could probably negotiate. I'm sure you could potentially negotiate, but yeah, 10 cents per word. So for a game like myself with 6,000 words, that's about $600, I think, per language. I think it's 6,000 words. How many words do we have? We have currently 3,000. Actually, we have 3,000, not 6,000. Although I haven't fetched this in a while. We could try gathering and seeing how much we're going to have. I don't know if it's gathering the data tables, though. I don't know if I specified that folder. Let's see if I did. I can't scroll up. Yeah, Mikrus, how's it going? Yeah, localization's a bit of a fucking... I've been spending a lot of money these past few days. Bought an espresso machine, bought an espresso grinder. We are now at 3,248, which I don't think is correct. I have a strong feeling that that number should be a lot higher. So I think it's not fetching the folder that I need, and I would assume let's see if I gather this text again. How much did I spend on advertising? On advertising? Zero. You know where's Jaden? Or Jadon? I don't know. I'm not sure. It could be either one. Okay. Apparently our word count did not go up, which is confusing. Oh, it did include all of them. Now, here's the thing I'm actually thinking of doing. I'm actually thinking of not localizing these. And I'm actually thinking of removing the localized text on all of the mission names and just keeping them English. Because they're names, I guess. I'm just making excuses. So I have been thinking about that. That will not backfire. Yeah, it probably will, but who cares? At least the rest of the text will be localized, right? I think that's the most important thing, is being able to just play the game. I don't think the names are necessarily integral to being able to know what's needed. You know what I mean? But, you know, some of our existing languages, we are going to have to translate almost an additional 800 words. About $80 per language. So we're looking at 80, 160, 240, 320. We're looking at $320 right there. $300 plus Chinese. We're looking at $400 for the existing languages. $400. And then we're looking at, for these new languages, so we're looking at $400. French could probably be done at home. We could probably do that to 320. So we make 320. 320 plus 640. 960. Yeah, we're looking at around $1,500 on localization. 1,500 USD probably. Do I need any help for French translation? I'll probably I'll put the translation in, and then I wouldn't mind anybody reviewing it, just taking a look and seeing if anything stands out as incorrect or off. What if you get a review that's like, this game's not in Chinese? I already got one of those reviews. It was for Korean, and I don't know if it was a negative review. Luckily, I think it was positive, but it was they still refunded the game. Where was it? Please, Korean, please. Can I export it in CSV? I'll probably have it on a spreadsheet, so I could send it to you as a spreadsheet if you want to, Bri. You might get some reviews if we release it in Russian, but not all the other Slavic languages. I know, I thought about that. Part of me is thinking I should just remove Russian, but for some reason we have a lot of sales in Russia, so it's weird. Part of me just wants to remove Russian. What if I just don't do any Slavic languages? The solution to the political problem is just don't do any of them, because it would cost me an additional $300 to do another language on top. Like Ukrainian, I guess. $300 per language? Yeah. Just be like Rockstar Games, keep only English and Italian? There's no way. I'm sure they fucking translate other languages. How many lines you got? We got 3,200 words. We got 3,200 words. But they count all the challenge bits. Correct. They would. Every word, even duplicates. That's why I was thinking, you know, I don't know. I feel like people can probably figure out what those words mean just by looking at the name of the level and then figuring it out from there and kind of piecing it together, I guess. Can't you release some languages post-launch? I can afford them. It's just like, it's fine. I can afford them, honestly. You know, can you use ChatGPT to translate for you? I've done some machine translations before. They're not great. I could probably machine translate some of it. I used to use, it's been so long since I did any localization stuff that I completely forgot what the software is called. Localization software. What was it called? It was called... Shit, what was it fucking called? It was actually really funny because I sent feedback to the developer. It's just one developer that works on it in his free time, and he actually took my feedback into account and fixed a bunch of bugs, which was cool. I don't know if I paid for it again though. Where did I put it? Localize. Oh, PO editor. That's what it was. Or PO edit. I have no clue if my... Yeah, I used this. But what I ended up doing, actually, because some of the localization companies prefer to have it in spreadsheet, I ended up not really using this as much. I know it's bright. There's no dark mode for some reason on Windows. I ended up kind of just doing it through spreadsheet, and I found out that you can just you can go through a whole list, Control C, and paste it into the localization software. Exactly, Anderson. Sometimes the machine translation just doesn't sound good. And I can't review it. Someone else that speaks the language would have to review it. But yeah, it seems like most localization companies just use fucking spreadsheets anyways. They don't even use PO files. they don't even use PO files, so it's kind of funny. I watch streams in another language. I know people get annoyed or laugh when the translation sucks, like the words or phrases technically correct, but it's not how a native speaker would say it. Right. And there could be positives and negatives to that. I think some people might find it funny, and maybe that adds a comedic element to the game, but I think some people would probably not be happy about it. Like, for example, like Chinese players, I feel like if you have bad translations, I feel like, I don't want to say they're anal about it, but they're kind of anal about it. You know what I mean? And that's perfectly fine. That's accept, you know, that's a perfectly applicable, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a completely fine argument. No, that's not the word. It's a valid critique. A valid critique. I don't think it's an invalid critique whatsoever. Luckily, some people that do speak the language have been able to catch some of the issues. I think we had a different company that did the Chinese one, and it's not on them. While they were translating, I was editing the spreadsheet a little bit, and some of the rows, I think, got moved around. I learned from that. Not going to do that again. When I send things off, it's going to be final. That's going to be the fucking thing. And then kind of go from there. And then, yeah. So I'll have to do quite a bit of work there. I might get them to review the Chinese translation just because I feel like a lot of errors in the game. I had to do so much fixing and making sure, like, trying to match shit. It was not a fun time. Not a fun time. So we had some, like, words in the wrong places. Like, quit game, I think, was crouch, I think, at some point. Like, it was something ridiculous. Like, it was to that degree. Like, the words were kind of in the wrong places. And I didn't pay. So here's the thing. When you do localization, so there's two stages. You have the stage where they do the translations just like that, but you can pay extra, and usually it costs almost double to then have them review it in game. Like, them go in the game, check on shit to see if anything is off or not put in the right place, and that usually costs more or per hour. So for anybody that doesn't know, now you know. Welcome to game development and localizing. But honestly, completely worth it. Completely worth it. It cost me like $300 or whatever to put Japanese in. We had a huge influx of players from Japan. And I think most of our players, funny enough, actually, we have a huge amount of players that are actually not even from America. So yeah, like, I'll tell you guys the percentage numbers, and maybe that'll help put some stuff into perspective. Only 27%. Now, of course, there is 22% that say other, so there's probably a huge amount of numbers in here that are off, but only 27% of the sales are from the United States. 16% from China, 9% from Japan, and then right below that, 5% from UK, and 5% from Germany. So yeah, got to do Norwegian. I don't think I'm going to do any, like, Scandinavian or whatever languages, because most of the time they just speak English. So I feel like it's not worth it. I know, I'm sorry. Hey, thank you, Isho. I saw your post on Discord, by the way. I'm going to fix up some of those the bugs that you posted. Can you give them context for the text? I did. I think I can maybe... Let me see. Google Drive. Localization. I could probably show this on stream. I don't think there's anything necessarily, like, private about it. So I have a front page for the localization that shows credits and when it was done. There are patches and updates, terminologies, and then links. And then let me double check the translations section. Yeah. Then we have localizations with context. Now, I've seen some other companies do this even in a more extreme manner, where certain words will have, like, if it's a verb or whatever the fuck. I didn't do that. I just kind of showed, okay, what is it? If it's in first person, you know, kind of giving more details. And then this section, I think, is completely, I don't think I need this next time. I think it's kind of unnecessary, to be honest, having the key in there. But I think it gives a little bit of context of what it could be. So, I guess. But yeah, this is kind of how it was done. And then it also has, yeah. Oh yeah, Spanish I did in-house as well. My partner who speaks Spanish reviewed that. Are some of these lines still being reviewed? I think some of the words are machine translated. Some of the words I did machine translate because I added some text after the fact and it wasn't finished. So yeah. Is the document shared already? I don't remember. It's probably public. It doesn't matter. Oh well. How do you get the language to change in the options menu? I think it's a whole thing. Ow. I think it's a whole thing that you do. Stop that. Stop doing that noise. I think I do it in the game. I'm pretty sure I do it in the game. Let's see here. Yeah, it's like set culture or something like that. Right here. So I register a string with r.language. r.language, get suitable culture, get localized culture. And then I put the fallback culture, which is English. And then over here, it sets the current language and locale. So I think this is how it does it, is set current language and locale. This took me a bit to fucking figure out and to get it to work. It took me a little bit to get it to work. Do I store all my text in one centralized blueprint or file? I don't know how Unreal does it. I think it just does it in a separate file. I just use the internal Unreal localization system. But I believe it does put it into a file, a singular file. Or no, it puts it in multiple files. For each language, I think it has its own folder, if I remember correctly. And it's basically like a list. It's probably very similar to like a PO file. Yeah, I'll let you know, Bri. I'm always down to get a bit of help on that stuff. It's just, the thing is, I feel bad about accepting help on that stuff because it's something that people get paid for. And I have the money to pay people for it. So I don't want to, like, you know, if anybody helps out, I'll definitely put them in the credits. Maybe give them a key to give to a friend or something, but it still doesn't feel right to me because it's still like work. Swedish? I don't know if I'll do Swedish because I feel like in Sweden, majority of people that would be playing games probably know English. And I feel like I think it would be just like a nice to have, you know? It's like a, hey, oh, hey, the game has Swedish kind of thing. So I probably won't do Swedish. But maybe if I have extra time, maybe in the future. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, gotta get back to what we were working on. We need to see if this guy can shoot at us even though he's off screen. Which he should. Oh, there's a distance value here. Oh. Error. John's software was on Dr. K. I saw a little bit of it. It would target the young audience mostly. Which, I don't know if young audience would play this game. Like, very young audience. Okay, this number, we need to change this. If you need help with English, I can help with that too. I might need help. I'm pretty shit at writing, but I do just machine translate. Or I do just, I get Chat GPT, or not Chat GPT, I get Notion AI to look over my text. That's the only thing I do AI-wise is just text. Hey, check my grammar. See if it's shit or not. Okay. We need to be able to change this distance value. Uh, 25, 3,000. What was it? 25 divided by 3,000? 0.83. 1.2. So we'll just do it this way. And this by default is 2,500, I think was the number. So let me double check this. Fire weapon 2,500. Okay, good. So for the sniper, we're going to increase this to like 4,000, I guess. Because the laser is going to change size. I think that's going to be our plan. So let's see if he can shoot while off screen. Oh, he doesn't spot as far away either. Okay, so he hit us there, which is good. Although, like... I think his bullet speed needs to be a bit higher. We're going to increase this to 4,500. Go to our sniper. I think we're going to just keep this as 1. I think being in the viewport is not something we want to pick. And then let's increase the bullet speed, which I hope doesn't break it. It's a high probability that it goes through the fucking player, which would suck. You know, Mahar. I know nothing about making games. Could you please explain how you get audio right for your games? Oh, I don't know. I'm not an audio designer. I'm not an audio engineer. I don't know how to do it right. I'm gonna be honest. I actually think I do a lot of things that are like no-nos. Like, there's a lot of things that go on the same frequency. I think we have too much bass in the game. Like when you have music on, and like you actually, I think, max out the low frequencies, which is not good. We do that quite a bit. So yeah. And for sound, I just buy sound libraries and then just use sound effects from different libraries. I'm not very good at making sounds myself. Okay, so we need to create a system. What's your plan with the sniper enemy tweaking now? Where is it going to be used? I think it's going to be used in some of the the larger-ish levels. And the idea is I want to start scattering these enemies in future levels, so then that way we have a little bit more variation with the enemies. I think that's kind of the idea, I think, is having a little bit more variation. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. I think the bullet is going through us. Is it going through us? I think it's going so fast that it's actually beating the velocity. I think that's actually what's going on. You can also double check that this doesn't have an additional distance check somewhere in here. Okay. But we don't use the firing transform of the sniper, so that's fine. Okay. What I'm concerned about is if this is not playing. Montage is playing, no. So we spawned the emitter, which is firing cone. And then we have a delay that begins when the sniper's about to fire. Does the engine automatically do the sound movement for you? You can set up the attenuation and panning and all that kind of stuff. You set up some of the values, but the engine does do quite a bit for me, at least. I just have to tune, what the noise range is, all that kind of stuff. But ideally, it does kind of do quite a bit for me. And then there's not just the engine, there's also middleware. So you got Wwise, you have Fmod. I think there's one more in there. And those can also provide more tools for sound and audio. I like the enemies have different color shirts, makes it more variety. I've started to make it so specific enemies, well, hopefully this is working. Specific enemies now have specific colors. The shotgun enemy will have a specific color. The knife enemy will have a specific color. Don't know if that is working how I want it to. Ideally, it would be smart for me to give them unique meshes. That would be the smarter thing to do, is giving them a unique model, but I just don't have the time for that. Well, I do have the time for it, but you know, I do technically have the time for it though. Maybe if I have extra time after finishing up some of these enemies, maybe I can look into that other stuff. Okay, so we have a delay with a timer and a lifetime, 1.5 to 0.7. Length 1 second with a float value, add key 0, 1, 1. We're gonna actually go from 1 to 0. Set world scale. Wait, is that what we do here? Interesting. We do world scale. That's kind of funny. So we update this. And we'll do a lerp. A lerp. From 0.05? .13 to, let's say, 0. So we'll do laser scale fire. We'll do a custom event. We'll do play rate as a float value, and then in the laser scale fire, we'll be able to get this and then set the play rate. So the longer the play rate is, the longer we want this to be. 1 divided by 1.5 gives us 0.6. That'll give us our new rate. And then we can play from start. So in fire weapon, fuck. we need to somehow call this. We have an AI character reference. I guess we could just make a new event dispatcher. So we'll call preparing fire weapon. We'll call this, and then event dispatchers are awesome, man. These things are great. So then we feed that, and then the sniper can read the event somewhere. If I remember how to call the event. Bind event to preparing fire. Can I not just call the event? I swear I can override it. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Where the it's not in here. I swear I don't have to override the event. Instance editable? Is that what I have to do? I don't remember if that's what I have to do, but there's no way I have to bind it. That's stupid. Okay, maybe I should have just made it a custom event. Okay, event dispatchers, not cool. What the hell, man? I swear it was in here somewhere. Hmm. Maybe not. Maybe not. Hmm. Preparing fire. I swear I didn't. I don't remember this being the way this is, but I guess it is. You know what I can do? I can rename this to time to fire. And then we can just assign it like that. I'm gonna do a full Deagle run, go bug hunting. Hey, I appreciate that, Isho. Helping make the game less buggy for release. I do appreciate that, thank you. Is it starting small and then going up? Oh, it is, because I inverted it. Right, that makes sense. Did not need to invert it. So here we're going to do, we're actually going to do from 0.25 down to the number. Let's see how that looks. I actually feel like we need to make it larger. Like it needs to be like a sizable difference from the original enemy. I also feel like he needs a different color. I feel like he needs a different color laser. Like purple. Give him purple. You know? I feel like he needs like a unique color. That way, that'll be more identifiable for him. And then let's increase this a little bit more. What happened? I think he shot at the mirror and he caused it to ricochet. My computer did not like that though. I'm gonna be completely. Let's just hope that never happens in game, right? You know what I mean? I'm sure it'll be fine. What does it look like in third person? Well, it looks like a scaling cube. I guess that's for certain. Looks like a scaling cube. Wow, he does not spot us that far. Why does the AI walk like he needs to take a shit? He's tactical. What do you mean? Is it normal that he shoots between laser shots? It's a suppressive fire, but I'm thinking I might remove suppressing fire from the sniper just because it kind of feels weird. So I probably will do that. Goodbye, suppressive fire. I think the sniper specifically, suppressing fire is kind of a weird one. I feel like he should just kind of shoot his gun. Is he supposed to be hitting you? Potentially, yes. I might make it so instead of a bullet, I think his velocity calculation is too much. Why is he canceling his shot? That's really annoying. Ah! Yeah, I think he's taking into account velocity right here. But he does not take into account the distance that you're at. So it's kind of a shitty calculation. He's only taking into account your velocity, not your actual, like... Also, there's like a half cone where he misses. So that's fun. That's great. I might make it so he just has, like, instant bullet. Just an instant bullet. Let me figure out why does he stop shooting? What is the reasoning for him to stop shooting? I know he has a distance check, but we increase that distance check. Let's increase that even more, the distance expired to like 4,500. Let's see if that does the job. Also, his spotting distance is a lot lower when I think it should be a lot higher. I don't know how to change that. Body sound sensitivity. Aggro path length 3,000. Let's try 4,500. Actually, I think that gets changed per level, but I think there's a spotting distance. And I don't know if it's a variable. I think it's in the controller. Okay, in here, perception updated. I think we do it in event tick, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure we do it in event tick. Oh, get distance to 1,600 and 1,200. And it's not a variable. Well, shit. character pawn is of type character. Well, that's not very good. Spotting distance. I guess we'll let careful mode kind of be a positive, and we'll just let it stay at its default value there. All right, sounds good, Isho. On a bug that I've had happening lots of times in the past. Okay. If you're not able to get a video of it, you can always just write a post, and then I'll look into it ASAP. What sense of opening a door, pressing a button? Is it that bug? Okay, I can look into that. I think I've had that happen before, but I have no clue how to reproduce it. So I'll take a look into what might be happening there. Okay, so spotting distance. Let's go ahead. Where do we create our AI controller? Because I know we created somewhere here. Controller! Wow, we don't set a reference to it. Let's set the spotting distance of this guy to like 2500, which is almost kind of double, almost double of what. Okay, he was able to spot us. And he's hitting us pretty well. Oh, he's hitting us really well. This guy's a real sniper. Ow! All right, that feels like a sniper. Is the sniper supposed to be an extra threat, like take him out quickly because he's more accurate than the others? That's how I would kind of picture it. Is he's kind of like a little bit more dangerous. God, I hate the grappling mechanic, man. Sometimes the grappling mechanic pisses me off. Ah! Make him shoot the mirror. I don't think that should happen in the game. Like, we should be fine, but I don't know. Can you shoot in the direction of the beam and kill the sniper from really far? You probably could. That could be a very viable, like, tactic. Yeah, very viable tactic. Yeah, cool. It's a little annoying because there's a little bit of that offset because of where he's shooting from, right? So like you're shooting at the laser and you would think it would hit him, but you have to kind of shoot a little bit to the right or left. Okay, I feel like he's dangerous in a good way. And he kind of gives himself away because of where he's because of his laser. So I think it's pretty good. We can maybe increase the laser a little bit more. Do like 1.2 to 0.13. Actually, I kind of like the idea that it disappears, but let's do this when it's finished. Let's bring it back to 0. Actually, I think we should by default. By default, I think it would make sense that we make his laser disappear because it is a gameplay cue. I think by default we want this to be almost invisible. I think that would be a good idea. Now we do have one problem. The red dot needs to be purple. Or the dot, which is not red anymore. I'd say sniper enemy is done. Now we just need to kind of scatter him in a bunch of the levels. He doesn't hear any of that. Why is the sniper beam so cubic? It's a cube. I wonder if I should make his firing indicator purple as well. Nah, I feel like it should be red because it's by design red. Damn, he hits us from that far away. Damn, he's kind of dangerous, I ain't gonna lie. Even when we're diving, he's a menace. You're saying to start it off big and then make it go smaller? Start it very big. So like 1.8. Let's try it. One thing I don't like is his laser does not aim at us when he's like actually aiming at us. So I kind of want to, while he's aiming, let's maybe let's set the rotation. Ridiculously large, but only for a couple of frames. I don't know if I'd want it to be like really ridiculously large. Like I could. Like what if we do this? Man, I wish I had more control over this. Let's see here. You should make it really ridiculously large because it's easier to tone down than to exaggerate something small. That's true. That's true. That's true. You do be cooking. Okay, let's try really big. Let's do a chunker. I just wish this went up faster. I guess I could add a key here. But then that might look weird. Just coming down. I can't like do I can't drag it. Let me drag it. Okay. Let's try 3. Let's try 3. I guess we could try that. I had to do a sharp curve today too. Arrow. Let me change it so that it sets the rotation, because I really hate how he's like fucking rocking it and shit. He's having a rough time. He's having a rough time. Because this is such an integral gameplay thing, I think we want to do this. Target is... What the... Target. And then when we reset, let's go ahead and set that back to 0. 0. Is that big enough, do you guys think? Listen, guys, the size doesn't matter. Okay, I think setting the rotation is a good play. I think that's the play. He's a menace. He's a menace. Don't shoot at the mirror. Yeah, the sniper will basically hit all the time, every time. Without fail. I think I have to essentially do something like this. Jevin, thank you for the raid. How's it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I kind of like how you can see the scope is blue in third person. I like that because you can tell where he is. I honestly, he has got eye sockets. I kind of want to put that emissive on his eyes. Hold on, hold on. I'm cooking. Emissive blue. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. It's like Tron, but not Tron. Hold on, hold on. What if we make his laser a cone? Shit. Spawn emitter firing cone. This is spawning mesh type. This is not, it's not a mesh. What? Okay, maybe I... Hello guys, how's it going? I would like to change this laser, and I'd like to make a new laser. In fact, I'd like to make the best laser. There's a mid and then an end socket? What the hell does that even mean? I literally don't even know. Is this even being used for anything? Je ne comprends pas. Takes me back to Ark. I still had loot to waste in my stash. I only played for 2 hours. It was a very fun 2 hours. It's a very fun game, man. It made me rethink what I want to do for my zombie game. And like have like, I want to have like enemies that jump at your face and fuck, you have to like rip it off and shit. Like, I want enemies like that. I don't want just boring. Like, come on, man, that's boring. I don't want to just do that. I want little fuckers that like, yeah, and maybe some flying ones. How long has bro been cooking the game? A little too long. A little too long. It's been in the oven. It's kind of dry now. The game's kind of dry now. I ain't gonna lie. 4 years. It's been 4 years. It's been 4 years. Hiding behind stuff and ripping your face off? Yeah. 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 Game's basically a fossil fuel? Alright. Okay, let's not get too ahead of ourselves here, okay? Okay, so we want this to be in the X direction. Cylinder. Rotato, brotato. The dimensions are 19 by 19 by 19. I can do that. 19 by 19 by 19 is 0.19, 0.19 is 0.19. I think. I believe. We're going to want to move this like this. Could I have done that a better way? Yes. Yes, there's much better ways of doing this, such as doing like this and then setting its location. There we go. I'm smart. How long did I start my journey with Unreal? Like 10 years ago.
Shit my pants, I did. Huh?
I remember the days when this wasn't a suit for hire stream.
Yeah, me too, man. I do remember that. It was, you know what it was? It was a running around stream, getting nothing done. Running around, slicing crates in pieces, because it was cool to see. Yep, those were the days. Those were the days. What a good time it was. What a good time it was. I do miss it dearly. Maybe I should make the laser pointer actually have a little bit of a beginning of the cylinder. Maybe I'm a little stupid. 0. Maybe we do want a little bit of this. Okay, all right, okay. Now, unwrap by cube projection. Yep, I did it. What? Export FBX, laser pointer V2, go here, export again so I can copy the file path because I don't want to open it myself because I'm lazy. Waha. I thought the AI was actually some of the best enemy AI in a game. I know that sounds stupid because like they weren't really like that smart, but they were just so effective at instilling fear into you. You'd get into a gunfight with a player, all of a sudden, you know, like it's doing crazy ass sounds and shit. It's like a printer from like 1980 just comes out of nowhere. Bro needs to ship the game and collect a check for the 4 years invested. I don't want to collect a check. That'll put me into a different, like, I'll get screwed over by Fab's licensing system. Have I checked AI solutions to ship faster? Nah, it doesn't really help. Doom AI? Doom's AI is pretty smart, I guess, yeah. Printer noises always instill primal fear. Zoomers when they hear a printer noise. What the hell is that? Did you see that they were using a learning module for the AI? I forget the name of it. Machine learning? Is it machine learning? Wait, no, there's that other type, which is like, what's that other type of learning where it learns through like repetitive action? You guys know what I'm talking about? You guys know what I'm talking about? I think that's what you're talking about. Reinforcement learning. Yes. I think that's the one. It just like does millions of attempts. I think it's reinforcement learning. Yeah. Which I don't know if that's considered as machine learning. It probably, I don't know, it probably is. All right. Sniper enemy. The laser pointer shall now be laser pointer V2. Oh, that's what that midpoint end point was. Mid end. All right, let's see the laser, baby. That was cool. Hopefully those damn bots will come back even crazier next time. So from a stream that I watched, apparently the first tech test was not very good, and then the second tech test was like a whole different like reception. So I'm curious to see what they're gonna do, and I believe the next time the game is playable is gonna be on release. Okay, so now I want to see what it looks like in third person. Yeah, I think that looks kind of cool. We could probably make this like way larger. If I go in the negative direction, the lerp is going to compensate for that, right? We go real big. We going super big. Ow. What if we go even larger? Hear me out. We go even larger. Just recently started to see more content with game dev, and Unreal Engine looks interesting. What could you recommend for our starters? How to start? I would recommend by downloading it, install it first. I would say boot up one of the random templates, like third-person template. Or first-person template, whichever one kind of leans in direction for you. I would recommend just, I've been starting a course for this, and I think the first page is kind of what I would recommend. So I'll hold on, let me, I'll post a link to it in chat. This is still very work in progress, but it kind of applies to what I'm saying. I would recommend picking up one of the free assets on Fab, like this one. This one's great because it gives you so much shit to just play around with, and kind of just get into the engine a little bit. You know, just get into it, throw things around, not necessarily trying to make a game, just kind of like playing around with it a bit, and then I'd recommend going into like blueprints a little bit and messing around with that. But I think this is a really great way to start because there's low friction. A lot of it is just kind of learning how you place things. Maybe you learn a little bit about landscapes and just like placing landscapes around, and you kind of just, you have a good time with it. You know what I mean? I think starting off with something that doesn't make you want to pull out your hair, I think is a good way to start. I think that's a good way to start. Cool. Sniper enemy is done. Now we just need to place him in levels. Next guy, grenade launcher enemy. We do not have a grenade launcher model. I don't got no grenade launcher. Then we scrap the enemy. Hold on. Do I have the default third-person mannequin gun in here? Do I have the default third-person gun in here? I could use the Dragon Breath shotgun and reuse it. And then that could be our grenade launcher. I don't think anybody would yell at me for that, right? I feel like no one would know. Who would know? No one would know. Alternatively, I make the guy shoot RPGs at us. That could also be the alternative. He could also be, it could be rocket launcher guy. You know, let's do rocket launcher guy because I just have a rocket launcher. And that could be kind of fun seeing like a, you know, fucking flies around and shit. That could be kind of sick. Now, let me check if the rocket can actually be used as by an enemy. Rocket projectile. Um, What is it? What's the default initial speed? 4,000? I'd probably want it to be slower for the enemies, but... This has a point light? Oh, it doesn't cast shadows. Okay, that's all right. That's fine. Let's just get the guy to shoot it first. Then we can figure out the rest of it. Let's just get this guy to shoot the damn thing first. Yeah. Let's just do that first. So I think we can maybe just duplicate the sniper again. This will be Rocket character. Rocket Mans. Go ahead and pick a different Spec Ops skin. One without a helmet would be preferred. Okay, well, he's got a helmet, but we don't really want his helmet to work, so hopefully it doesn't work. All right, and then we just give him the rocket. I forgot this has a different animation. I'm sure no one will notice. He also doesn't have a reload animation. I'm pretty sure I have a reload system in. Reload animation montage, reload. TKP reload. Sure. Sure, why not? Make him drop it and take out a new one? Oh my god, that'd be great. Shit. Man. Ah, fuck. Okay, hold on. Let's figure out the beginning of this first, and then we can figure out the details of how he reloads. So when he fires his gun, we don't want him to fire a normal bullet. We want him to fire a rocket projectile. And the bullet speed... Oh, can we change the bullet speed here? Yes! No. Yes! It takes it into account. Yes! Dude, hell yeah. And this is a rocket. So he's shooting a rocket. Weapon type RPG. Yeah. Alright. Sniper rifle, RPG, rocket. What the fuck? Okay, what did I make the rocket firing sound for the player? RPG fire exhaust. Wait, no, that's a system. Where's the sound effect is grenade launcher Q. Yeah, all right, I guess. Spawn system at location, bullet cartridge. Yeah, I don't know about bullet cartridge, to be honest with you. And then we also spawn an emitter at weapon. We want to spawn smoky impact medium 2. But additionally, there is another effect. In the exhaust. When he fires, we also want to set the static mesh to RPG 7. And then reload I don't remember how this works. I don't remember how reload works. Okay. We don't have a thing in here that checks when we reloaded it, so I'm just going to say fuck it, and I'm going to say when this reloads. We're just going to set the static mesh. All right. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay. You know, hard to port. You ever figure out that tooltip thing you mentioned on Twitter? I did. I ended up just kind of making my own custom widget thing. So on hover, it would just create a widget in a location, and then on unhover, it would just destroy it. So, gotta do what you gotta do. The built-in tooltip in Unreal is extremely limiting. I like the fact that it stays stuck to the cursor but like, man, come on. Something I need to check out is fire weapon. Do we reduce the current ammo? I would assume he's decrementing it. He is. Every time we fire a weapon, we decrement it. Okay, so what we want to do is every time we fire, we want to take current ammo and set it to 0 because he's only got 1 ammo. So, and then let's see if he can reload. You could have just edited the engine to fix it. Yeah. I think the new one staying in place looked better. Yeah, I think it's an improvement. So worked out in the end. All right, RPG guy, let's see what you got. All right, RPG guy, let's see. Okay, RPG guy, you need to slow it down. You need to reload first. He's a psychopath. All right. Additionally, he's not really holding this the way I'd want him to, so let's just do that. Now, we'll it looks great. However, I wouldn't mind. He's just shooting a lot. You know what I mean? He's just shooting a lot, and he's not really waiting for if he's run out of ammo. So let me check the only enemy in the entire game that reloads. The priest boss. Open, then enter. The fuck does that even mean? Enemy weapon reload. Yeah, all right. I can copy this. Copying some code. Copying some code. I don't have a proper rocket reload animation. So there's got to be something doing something here. What is this doing? It's doing a do once. Rare Crimson Code comment? Yeah, you don't really see that often. You really don't see that often. It's true. Okay, here's a problem, guys. He's shooting directly at us when I feel like he should shoot at our feet. Additionally, I'd like to delete his... Oh, not this guy. I'm in the wrong file. Don't do that. You're a psychopath. Now this guy, let's delete his laser. We don't want a laser on him. No lasers. No lasers. None. No lasers allowed. Set world scale? Okay. You know what that would have done? That would have set the world scale of the character. I'm really glad that deleted itself. All right. I would like for him to crouch when he's firing. I think that would be kind of cool. What was this meant to do? I think that was deleting the laser component. Well, let's see if that works. I don't know. We'll find out. Enemy weapon reload. I think we overrode it. I also want him to shoot at the player's feet, I think, instead. Not... Oh, he was about to... He was about to do it. He was about to do what I thought he was about to fucking do. He was about to do... I don't know why this charging fire thing isn't working. I was hoping it would. It doesn't. Why is he firing instantly? Oh, okay. I noticed something. He turns off crouching when firing, which is really cringe. Let's well, time to make a new behavior tree. For Rocket Mans. BT Rocket. We'll call him Rocketeer. Yes. Rocketeer. Rocket Mans. Uncrouch when firing. No. Max distance. I don't know, 3,200. You know, Pharaoh? I'm on the train station map and I've already found like 6 bugs. Oh God. This is going to be a long week. It's going to be a long week, let me tell you. Make sure that he's okay, good. Okay, let's see if he crouches when he shoots then. He's supposed to stay crouching when he's firing. Why does he shoot instantly? Something's not right here. Call preparing fire weapon. Oh, the spotting distance we can put back to original. Should drop weapon. What are you dropping? A DMR? Yeah, I guess we can drop an RPG. Hey, fuck it. Hey, you know what? Yeah, we'll do it. But current ammo does not equal 0. Yeah, he has to have not shot for this to work. Or you have to let him reload his magical gun out of nowhere. So let's test it. RPG. It's time, baby. Is that him doing suppressing fire? That should insta-kill you. Like, no armor is saving you from that. No armor at all is going to save you from that. You know what it is? I think he is doing suppressing fire. I broke the code for the suppressive fire. That doesn't make any sense. How is a rocket guy going to do suppressing fire with an RPG? Okay, he's still firing before the entire thing goes off. That's good. That's good. This is very good. It's very good. Yeah. Yeah, we have a delay in here. And it's just not calling the delay at all. Which doesn't make any sense to me. Is there any other suppressing fire in here that I should know about? Oh, there's a fire weapon in here. Firing in cover. Fire weapon. You see. I see. Huh. Let's make this guy not move to cover. Yeah, okay, cool. But why is he shooting before... Why is he shooting when he's not supposed to? I don't get it. Fire a weapon. Is this being called somewhere? Somewhere that I don't know about? Yeah, probably. It's just so weird. We have a delay here and everything. He's still calling firing weapon whenever he wants to. I don't really know what's going on. He's also not crouching. And he's not stopping his movement when... Okay, hold on. Let's see something really quickly. Let's do a breakpoint right here, and let's see if this is actually being called at all. It is. Weird. I kind of want him to just stop moving. Movement speed? Speed? Set default run speed to 0 and then set it back to I don't know. I don't remember how we do any of this. How do I set the movement speed? Let's see here. Run speed, probably in the begin play. Okay, I found it. We're going to set the max walk speed to 0. And then in here, I'm going to set the max walk speed to default run speed. So then that way, when he's charging, he should stop moving. Why is he letting it go so early? I'm a little concerned that our other enemies have this issue now too. This just has uncrouch. I don't know what's going on. His firing indicator does not spawn at the right time. Oh, wait, I'm still using Elite. So he was still doing suppressing fire that entire time. Oh, come on, man. Okay, at least he's crouched, but he's still moving around. What if I set his max walk speed to 1? I swear I have a function for setting movement speed. Functions. Don't we set the animation state here? We do. We set it to 1. The fuck is 1? Is this 1? 0, 1. Oh. Oh. Wow. Okay. But we don't, it doesn't set the walk speed? Is this being overwritten somewhere? Where are you being overwritten? In the set patrol variables, in possessed. Also in the generic controller. In the begin play. Okay, that's not a concern of mine. We also set it here in player spotted. That's not a concern of mine. Perception. Oh, when he moves to cover. Let's just remove his systems for moving to cover. Firing in cover? No. Cover system? No. This guy's a psychopath. He just goes in. Also, I think there's a system that asks it if they can take cover. Chance to cover? 0. I don't know if that number gets used. I hope it does, though. Wait, why is he trying to shoot again, even though his ammo's 0? Has that been a bug for the longest time and I just didn't know? I guess it would make sense that when he fires, we probably want him to reload. That would make sense. Additionally, reloading. Let's change the play rate to like 0.7. We want it to be a bit slower. That is not the animation I was thinking he would do while crouched. Hey, well. Okay, so we got a couple things we need to fix. First off, his animation's a bit, you know, a bit rough around the edges. Also, when he reloads, he is also moving around when he reloads, which I don't want him to move around when he reloads. I would like for him to not move around when he reloads. Let's go here to the base enemy. Weapon reload. Event. I swear this would have been so much nicer if instead of a custom event, we could just do an event dispatcher, but for some reason, it doesn't work. It doesn't work for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why. Oh shit, I think I got a meeting. All right. Let's try to get this done, and then, enemy reload completed. Uncrouch, blah, 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 blah. I actually probably want to crouch while we're reloading as well. Also, cool thing we could do, we can actually remove this and put this in the completed reload. I know, this is a bit of potato code, whatever. Crouch, reload, set a duration of 3. Let's not rotate at all. Why is he still moving when he's firing? That's really annoying. I think he has to be like, some value must be getting overwritten. I don't know which one it is. So we have a rotation rate with delay there that calls reload. We already give this a duration, so I can actually probably delete that. This is also unnecessary. Although, I wouldn't mind this being here. And that way he turns a lot slower. Okay. When he's done moving around, I do want him to reset his movement speed. He seems to just kind of just stop moving. He does seem to kind of just stop moving. See, there he just keeps moving around. There he's just moving around. He's supposed to stop moving. There he stopped moving. And then he's moving again. I don't know, man. Oh, this guy's a doofus. Oh, imagine if they hit the mirror and it went ding! All right. Thanks for watching. We got Rocket Guy. Now we just need to place those two guys in levels, and then if we want to, we can get to these other enemies, and then need to add a pair of eyebrows to the game. And by pair, I mean just one. We could do a unibrow. I don't know, and that would mean not a pair of eyebrows. That would mean just a singular eyebrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for lurking, chatting, and sticking around. We're finishing the game this week, and then I'll drink a bottle of whiskey on stream. I actually don't really like whiskey. I'll drink a beer. I'll drink a beer. I'll have a beer with lime in it. Yeah. Yeah. All right. It'll all be in one thread. Thank you, Isho. I will take a look at it ASAP today, and I will start filling out this stuff with the bugs and the other ones that you also posted as well. All right. Thanks, everybody. Goodbye. See you tomorrow.